Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and I'm working on our multiplayer tips, and currently on the Necron faction. Definitely one of my favorites. We've gone through a couple of the HQ units now, and the next one we're going to talk about is the Hexmark Destroyer. This is definitely a very fun unit as well. I think all the Necron units are actually pretty fun myself. Most of them I can see myself using pretty regularly, but other ones you have to have kind of a build specific. Now, one thing people did say is they didn't like when I wasn't using cohesive armies because they thought that wasn't real representative of what the situation was. I did that just to kind of go through the weapons a little bit quicker and kind of be able to compare, but I feel like that's fair criticism, so I will try to stick with the cohesive armies for most of the battles here for you, because I can certainly appreciate that. But before we continue on talking about the Hexmark Destroyer, if you're liking these videos, please give my channel a like and subscribe because we're going to post more content for you. And now we'll move on to the Destroyer here. So definitely a kind of a fun unit here. He costs 160 points here. Each one of these things is a pistol here, so that means he gets protection if he gets charged. He gets a bunch of overwatches, which is fantastic, so you have to be very careful if you're charging this guy because he does a ton of damage, as you're going to find out. So for 160 points you get 240 health unit, 2 AP, 4 movement, 6 armor, and 5 evasion, and he can count as an HQ unit if you need him to. He's got the Enmitic, I think is how you say it, disintegrator pistols. And so what that is he has 18 attacks, each one doing 7 to 10 with an armor piercing of 3 with an optimal range of 2. If at 2, you'll get a 90% base accuracy, and each tile that you fall off of it'll go down by 15. Now, even though it says it's got an armor piercing of 3, for whatever reason, this guy does damage to everything. He chews through armor on vehicles, like he can just kind of hit everything for decent amounts of damage. And you're like, well, that seems okay, I guess. With all those attacks, he's able to take out multiple units in an infantry squad, things like that. But then he also has these abilities down here. And the first one is the multi-threat eliminator. And what this allows you to do is, even though for one of your attacks you can then use those attacks and divide it up amongst 3 units, so it's 3 separate units, and at the expense of 25% less shots and minus 10 range stability, he'll then be able to shoot all 3 of those units. So if you're fighting another Necron player that's, you've done damage and they've resurrected, now you want to be able to separate the attacks, this guy could wipe out all 3 of the units that have the resurrection, so you can clear those guys out. If you have one unit that you don't want to totally overkill, you can use this ability then to split it up. You don't have to do all 3 every time. You can divide it amongst 2 if you want instead of the 3, so it doesn't have to be amongst 3, but you can. It gives you the option. And then the other thing you can do is you're like, well, gosh, that doesn't seem great. You can stack it with his other ability as well. And what this does is allows ranged attacks to auto hit, so you get 100% chance to hit with your attacks. It drains your movement points, but in exchange it boosts your critical hit chance per movement point spent. So if you use it, you get plus 10 critical hit chance per movement point spent. So all of a sudden you do this, you're gonna get 3 so you're gonna lose 25%. So you're gonna lose a couple attacks here, but now you get 100% chance to hit and upwards of a 40% crit chance if you haven't moved this guy. So now you can understand how he can do so much damage. You do have to be careful though, because he's very easy to get sniped. Even with his armor 6, you might think he'd be a little bit tanky, but just like most HQ units, they're able to be they're easy to be sniped without much difficulty. But this guy can definitely mess up your opponent. So let's show off his abilities here. Alright, I think we're actually onto the sororitas now, so let's move them up. Alright, well, let's move everybody before they lose their movement bonus.
Immortals awaiting command.
Get you there as fast as possible, hopefully.
They are correct, Sahan. Wherever I walk, ruination follows. We move. What? Heed my mandate.
Alright, we'll help you get to here and here. Oh, we got an exorcist over here. Yep.
Hostile defect. What is your will? A single strike.
She must have buffed them too.
You require my counsel. A single strike.
Alright, get you up here.
Stand fast. Wherever I walk, ruination follows.
Drop a nuke here.
Progression.
Bring you up to here.
Firing.
Okay. Now we'll move you up to here. And we'll use his abilities. We'll do that. So that allowed us not to overkill that bad boy here. Trying to focus down that immolator. Or not immolator, exorcist. Bring you down here. A little bit of that fun here. I would have been smarter. I could have done that before this guy got here. Guess let's just shoot into there. Well, that's a bit of a problem here. Let's see here. How do I want to do this?
What is your will?
It's like I'd like to kill both of these guys. The immolator is the priority though. Let's just smoke these guys. Okay. Actually, what I can do is the immortals have the living lightning. So I can probably shoot into there and then hopefully he'll get the kill. Yep. That's what I thought. Okay. You can come here, you can go there. Let you shoot into here. Yep. good.
Stand fast.
Alright.
Your guardians await. You have targets.
Alright, give you 100%
Firing solutions optimized.
accuracy. Alright, you're up to 38. If I would have had you closer, you would have gotten your... There you go. So then if we empower these guys, if you do the multi-threat eliminator, that allows you to decrease the range stability to -2, and it gives you only a 1-turn cooldown on that. And then if you empower the target optimization, it gives you plus 20% critical hit chance per movement point used, and it drops the cooldown of both of these abilities down to 1. So those are definitely some things that you can play around with. And we'll let you just get the kill here. And focus on the Sister Superior here.
Immortals awaiting command.
Alright, so that gives you an idea about the Hexmark. I think he's definitely a fun unit. I don't use him a lot, but definitely there can be several situations where he can be a fun unit to use. Allow you to snipe enemy units, get 100% hits, and then he's definitely good at cleaning up units, as you saw there with his multi-threat detector there, to be able to split up attacks. And then if you're able to give a momentum boost, he can obviously get to 100 momentum pretty quickly, which will allow him to heal himself for significant amounts of HP and to be able to empower his other abilities. Now, I don't really use the abilities empowered that much. I'd much rather have an extra set of attacks on this guy, since he does good damage and I can split it amongst other things. But different people like to do different things. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.